Captain's log. Stardate 42074-1. There's been an outbreak of bitchy complainers on the internet. We're on an emergency run to tell you, shut the fuck up and watch a good film.
Good morning, Vietnam! You are a toy!
My sons were better men.
She wouldn't even harm a fly.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Hi, Dilly Ho, reviewerinos, and welcome to Rated R for Review.
The fuck was that?
He's Mike.
He's gone!
And on this episode, we're talking Star Trek Beyond.
No, that's Star Wars.
That was Star Wars.
Wait, what's the Star Trek one?
Not that.
That's just rock.
Yes, it was.
Star Trek Beyond sees the gang back together again, starring Chris Pine as Captain Kirk, Zoe Saldana as Uhura, Zachary Quinto, always fabulous, as Spock.
Suck it, Zachary Quinto.
Fucking suck it, Zachary Quinto. You got Carl Urban as Bones.
Bitch.
Anton Yelchin, the late great, as Chekhov. Simon Pegg as Scotty. And John Cho as Sulu. Am I forgetting anyone important?
No, I think you got the main.
Well, you got...
main cast.
This time we got, as a villain choice, Idris Elba as a weird space alien dude. New race. I don't think they've shown this race before. I think they said it was new to Star Trek Beyond. With Sophia Boutella, who, if you haven't seen Kingsman: Secret Service yet, go out, stop listening to this and go out and watch Kingsman and then come back to this. Because she is phenomenal. And she kills it in this. Again, she is just on her way to movie stardom. That girl. She is phenomenal in everything she does. She can do action, she can do comedy. She was basically Drax the Destroyer in this movie.
Yeah.
You know, like with not understanding certain things, but just...
She was a badass.
Yeah, she was great.
She was a badass.
Would you say you're a Star Trek fan?
I've seen the recent movies. I haven't watched the ones from the
shows?
The shows from the earlier. I understand their influences, but I haven't seen them myself. I've seen a couple episodes here and there, but I'm more familiar with the newer ones.
Yeah. Definitely J.J. Abrams' remake brought me into the fold.
Right.
Which I feel like it did for a lot of people, because if you want to talk about a franchise being dead, Star Trek was dead.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody thought that franchise could get life again.
Well,
and then
you had your hardcore Trekkies they're the most ride or die fans that a show could have.
Yeah.
But besides those hardcores, everyone else was kind of just like whatever with
Star
it.
Trek. I mean,
right.
You know. But then J.J. Abrams' first movie came out, and everybody was like, "Whoa, Star Trek's pretty cool."
Right, and so far they've kind of been upping their game with each movie.
Yeah, I mean, I went back and watched the original series because of this.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, it's not a bad show.
No.
Even to this day, you could go back and watch it and find serious enjoyment. The craziest thing is to see how much of those episodes have been remade in other things.
Right.
Like, there are at least 5 episodes I counted of the original Star Trek series that South Park did full episode ripoffs. It's kind of funny.
Instead of Simpsons did it, it's Star Trek did it.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean, you remember the episode where they had all the kids call the police on their parents, so it was like the kids ran the town?
Mm-hmm.
That was a Star Trek episode.
I remember one of the ones I've seen, it was Captain Kirk gets beamed down to some odd planet, and he gets kind of like a pit in an arena against some other alien species, and they have to like build a weapon to kill the other ones.
Yeah, he goes around and he finds like sulfur and stuff
And he
like
makes
that.
like a cannon out of it or
Yeah.
something.
Yep, I remember that episode. It was like a lizard creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the most important things about the originals was that it was made in the 60s.
Yeah.
And they had an Asian, a black, female. They had a bunch of just different races. And during the time period, that was like the first of its kind.
I remember, you can find it online too, the creator, Gene Roddenberry, basically said, this is the future, so why wouldn't we show how society is actually going to be?
Yeah.
One cohesive society of different races. Which, that's groundbreaking at the time.
Right.
But now you're just like, yeah, that makes sense. You know? But I think it's really cool how they're taking this franchise in the direction they are with it just being an alternate universe. So it's like, they didn't retcon everything. Everything that happened in those original universes still exists as their own story. It's just these characters are an alternate universe of their characters. So, for instance, in this movie, they made Sulu gay. Which... I don't get why there was all the hubbub about that.
There was a big controversy, but all that really happened, it was they showed up at the fucking
space station,
and all you just saw him walk up to
his husband and their daughter.
Hugged his daughter, and then that was really it.
That was it. I think you see them one more time in the movie,
right, and
but they're not together.
It's just them. It's just the husband running across the station.
Yeah, with the kid.
Right
at the end. Yeah, I mean, it was done really well. It wasn't in your face like, he's here, he's queer, get used to it.
Not the whole time. He's like, my husband's gonna miss me.
Yeah, no, it was very realistic.
Right.
It was very good. You know, Simon Pegg co-wrote this one.
Actually, at the theaters, when the credits were rolling, I was like, oh shit, Simon Pegg's on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Pretty cool. I mean, he's been a long time Star Trek and, sci-fi fan like he is. It's kind of cool to see that the one where, in my opinion, the one where J.J. Abrams steps away, in my opinion, is the strongest one of the three. Jeremy Lin did a phenomenal job directing it. He directed Fast and Furious 7.
Right.
The one where Paul Walker tragically died.
Yeah, they did that very tastefully, too, at the end of how Paul Walker passed, and they had to still put him in.
Yep. So do you think, and this is just something I noticed during the movie, but this had a lot more Chekhov in it than the last ones did.
It did.
Do you think they were making him a more front-facing character?
I mean, I'm just a huge Anton Yelchin fan, so when I think they finally realize, oh man, we got a good talent on our hands, let's use them. Yeah. So I mean, that's one route they could have went with. Like, especially because you have all these dominant characters with Sulu, you got
they pushed
Scotty.
Uhura back in this one.
They did. They most certainly did.
Yeah, because she was pretty prominent in the last movie.
Right.
And they kind of replaced, I want to say, her with Anton Yelchin's character as far as what they did in the movie.
It's always tough, though, when you have all these, like, was it 5 or 6 big characters that you have to share an hour and a half with? So at some point, someone's going to take
especially when their storylines divert from one another instead of staying one cohesive unit, like, say, Guardians of the Galaxy. They were always together. Right. You know? Or like even, there's 5 minutes when they were separate.
Or even Civil War, where they're separate, but they're still kind of arguing about the same topic.
Yeah.
So you're able to kind of share the screen time. But with this one...
their stories divert.
Right. Fucking Chekhov and
Kirk
go one way, whereas...
Sulu and Uhura
go the other.
Yeah.
Right.
The thing I like most about Star Trek is that it's a character-driven franchise.
Yes.
You know, the stories you can sit there and say they're kind of weak, because they are. They don't have to be great stories, but the visuals are going to be awesome, and at least the story progresses at a rate in which you're like, yeah, okay, I get that.
And one thing is that the villains are always kind of like an iffy, like, why is your motive that, or why are you doing this? So you really got to focus on, like, that core group. And
I remember the big complaint was that it was like Eric Bana's Nero wasn't really that threatening or, good of a villain. And then everyone was like, oh, we knew Cumberbatch was Khan. That was a stupid secret. Like, everybody knew. And then in this one, it was like, all right, new villain. Like, we got this stuff going on. And then you're like, okay, well, that's his motivation?
Idris Elba did a fine job as the villain.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah,
he killed it. I'm starting to get worried he's getting typecasted a little too much.
As like a badass villain that just tries to take over something.
I'm trying to think the last 3 things I've seen him in. Shere Khan, villain. God, what was the other one? I just saw him in some movie where he was like a murderous psychopath. And then this one, he's, again, another murderous psychopath.
Tarzan?
No, he wasn't in Tarzan. That was Digimon Hanzo.
That's what it was, Dijon Mustard.
It was Digimon Hanzo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's such a good actor. I just don't want to see him get stuck in a typecasting situation. But I don't think he will. Everybody knows how good that guy is.
Yeah, really.
How do you like Chris Pine as Captain Kirk?
I mean, I thought he was fine, but the rumor is that they're going to bring back Hemsworth as Kirk in the next one.
No. So what they're going to do is they're going to cross paths with each other.
I thought
The article says that he's going to cross paths with his father.
So how are they going to do that then?
Well, so time travel is a thing in the Star Trek universe. That's no myth.
Right.
It's very prominent in all the series, and the first movie even had it with Leonard Nimoy's Spock coming in. They'll probably have something to do with that. Maybe like a rift somewhere in space that they go through, and then they go into another universe where he's still alive, which I think is most likely the thing. Oh, he's still alive in this universe. Like we've already established that multiple universes exist. Why not explore that?
Right.
You know? It's the final frontier. Let's explore.
That'd be super cool too.
Yeah, which I'm really excited to see. Like Hemsworth kills it in franchises like this, and he was killed off. That was before his Thor. You know, that was before he broke out.
Right.
And they were probably just like, "Fuck, we had that."
Yeah.
But you want me to put the Enterprise down? What were some of your highs for this movie?
We kind of covered it, the character development, everything, and how they portrayed each character. Like, this one, they showed more Chekhov, like we were saying, which I really appreciated because I'm just a huge Anton Yelchin fan. Yeah. And what was one of your high points?
You know me, I'm big into the CGI action adventure stuff like that. If it's got good CG, I'm gonna be pulled into that film. And this had probably one of the best moments I've ever seen in any movie. Which pissed a lot of people off in the trailers. The use of the song "Sabotage" by the Beastie Boys fucking kills it in this movie.
That was the best part.
Like, when they're just like, "Is that classical music?" And then Spock's just like, "I do believe that is classical music." Like, and it's Beastie Boys.
And we need something loud and annoying to distract them.
Dude, they're riding the wave as the ships are just exploding and Sabotage. And we saw it in IMAX, so the theater was shaking with Sabotage.
That was the loudest.
The Beastie Boys have never rocked so hard in their lives.
Riding a wave of exploding ships.
That was great.
Oh, what were some of your low points, though?
Honestly, the underusage of, like... Listen, do you remember in the first movie that, like, jump scene where they're going down on that platform and John Cho's kicking serious ass? Mm-hmm. They have done nothing with him since then.
Yeah.
Fucking give that... Like... When he just looks at the camera and he's just like, "Are you kidding me, sir?" Yeah, I believe John Cho's a badass as Sulu. Give this man something to do. And they did nothing with him. And there's just... There were some weak story points, but, I mean, that's to be expected with a big spectacle movie like this, you know? Mm-hmm. You're always going to find something within the story that you can pick apart. It wasn't so glaring. I mean, the villain is weak, and they don't really explain why. That's
what I was going to say. My low point is the villain, just because his motivation was kind of lacking, and they didn't explain him that well.
Yeah, like, there's a twist with the villain.
Right, and they didn't explain that twist.
At all.
They were just like, "Yep, this happened, and this is how it did," and then moving on. Like, wait, no, go back. What do you mean this is how it happened? Well, what? Right.
No, definitely, that was underutilized.
They just glossed over it really quickly. And they just kind of expected you just to accept it.
But the pacing for the film was really good. Like, it progresses at a great rate.
It felt like an hour and a half long Star Trek episode.
Yeah,
it felt really, it had that feeling.
That's the nice thing about these movies; they do feel like continuous stories.
It didn't feel like I was watching a Star Trek movie. It felt like I was just watching a Star Trek episode, which I really appreciated.
Yeah,
right,
definitely great. If you had to give it a rating, what would you say?
Dude, just for that Sabotage scene alone, go watch this shit in IMAX, man.
And listen, we fucking hate spending $13 on a movie. We showed up at the theater saying, "Okay, we're gonna see IMAX." We didn't realize it was IMAX 3D, and we're just like, they handed us the glasses. Like, what do you need glasses for?
And
IMAX?
we weren't the blue and red ones. They were like clear. Like,
just like, what do you?
That's how long I've gone without seeing a fucking 3D movie.
It's just like, I think the last 3D movie I saw was Avengers, and I was drunk in 3D.
I think the last one I saw was Spy Kids 3D.
Really?
That's the last one I saw.
Wow.
Yeah, in theaters, Spy Kids 3D. Wow. Dude, I hate 3D. It always fucks with my eyes. But this one was totally worth it.
Yeah.
Just to go see the...
I mean, as far as the 3D goes, nothing really happens that the 3D catches. But IMAX... And the way they do the sound in those theaters for that Sabotage sequence alone is worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
I would have to give this movie a C in theaters hard. Go IMAX if you can. Like, it was just something to witness.
Dude, yeah, that scene alone.
Yeah. I mean, that scene probably made this my favorite Star Trek film.
Plus just the addition of the battles in space.
Yeah.
Like, seeing that was super cool.
Yeah.
Just being able... The action scenes were cool. The action scenes were on point.
I'm trying to think. Have they destroyed the Enterprise in every film so far?
I think they have.
They broke it. Well, it definitely got fucked up by the Romulans.
Yeah.
in the first one. In the second one, it gets destroyed at the end.
Yeah.
Because it crashes on
And
Earth.
this one, it just gets
Demolished.
torn apart.
Like, yeah, they have to rebuild from scratch.
each time they just keep fucking the thing up.
Like, I know the Enterprise gets kind of fucked up in the show, but it never really gets destroyed that I remember.
You know,
like, completely.
They're taking this thing down.
Each time.
Uh-huh.
Leave the Enterprise alone! Leave it alone! Alright, that was our review for Star Trek Beyond. Definitely go check it out if you liked what you heard here. Comment below. Drop us a like. We always appreciate that. Subscribe if you want. Tell your friends. As always.
He's Mike.
And he's gone! Keep it tight, reviewers.